Welcome back to a rather wet Thursday afternoon. Very wet. So I'll point you at the ground so you don't get wet. Now, why am I going out to the workshop on a day like this? I'm taking you because I get lonely out there and I've got no one else to talk to, so poor you. But I haven't done much out in the workshop, so I'm going out there just as a wee bit of therapy. Right, what have we got? Hope you didn't get wet on the way out. I'm starting, it doesn't actually look like it, but I'm starting to put things away or throw the damn things either out or into another garage, another shed. I need to do that, and I'd hope to be in a little bit further along before I dragged you back screaming and yelling back into the workshop with me. But I've got no one to talk to, so there you go. I've just got a couple of deliveries. They are more of the bushings that can go in these sorts of things. I've got a 14 by 1mm thread. These are a different grade of bush, a lot, you're going to say, cheaper, but they did have one feature. I'll tip them out. One feature that the other ones didn't have. Hang on, I'll just go get my temporary seat, which is the wee ladder. Still working with a bit of a physical impediment at the moment. Bugger it all. But, as I say, these are a lesser grade, I think, the finish. But they had these two. These two bushings are I don't know whether that's a 2 and a 3mm hole. The other version of it, the other type that came with the Dell guide, etc., much better quality, but they go only down to, I think, a 4mm, which is that one. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice? And for the price, the set wasn't too bad. I've got how many are there in the set? 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. 8 for $9. In fact, that looks like it's been used already. Anyway, I've got these ones, and I've bought them mainly for those there. Now it would be interesting to see whether they fit in the holes. Go in. Well, that's not promising. I think that's just because that hasn't had many threads put into it. Oh, that's not promising. Oh, no, that's not promising at all. Maybe they were very expensive, i.e. don't fit. Oh, that'll be disappointing. Maybe they're cheap for a reason. Oh, God, that'll be right. They don't want to go in. Don't want to go buggering it up. Well, that's a bit disappointing. And this is the thing, I suppose, that you risk. Oh, no, that one's going in. I think it's just that they, as I said, they're not the same quality, and you're not getting, coincidentally, the same quality. So it might need a little bit of a brush or something to tickle up the thread. The other ones, they take a little bit. You can just tell that they're better quality, and of course, once they are located in the thread, they don't fit either. What's going on here? It might be that this has got some grit in it. Ooh, that's strange. I'm glad I've brought you out here to console me. There we go. That thread's in. The tolerance is very fine, which is kind of what whoops. I'll find that later. In fact, I better get it now before I forget where the heck it went. There we go. What was I saying to you? Anyway, the tolerance is very tight, and they haven't had a really good clean out, but most of them have had, a lot of them have had the threads, like that one. They just go straight in. The more they get used and cleaned out, I suppose, the better. Better that than them being too sloppy and annoying me. The other thing I got was the some brad point drill bits that to go in some of these holes. So anyway, well, actually I'll see whether that one fits. Yeah, look at that. It's just that I was giving the things a wee bit of an unfair criticism. But there you go. So now I've got a much smaller guide to be able to be used not only in the plate but also in the drill guide, where I can put it anywhere on the top and etc. for some drilling purposes. Don't think a standard 2mm drill will actually reach all the way down in my drill guide, but nonetheless I've got these as additional guides to be used in this effort. Long-winded. There you go. Still very happy with this. Gave it a bit of a tickle up. The people that were supposed to pick up the sander haven't come yet. Bugger them. But happy with this jig assembly for making these components. Not really going to do a lot more right at the moment with this, but got a lot of promise, and my demands for it are quite high. Expectations for it are quite high, so I've gone that extra little bit just to make sure that any information I give to you is valid. It'd be no good having good highfalutin ideas. I've already done that a few times, but to have these good ideas and then they don't actually work when you put it into practice. That actually happened with my first attempt at creating accurate steel bar and markings for the 345 method. Thinking I was able to create that engineering grade of precision, failed. I kind of did everything that should ensure that it would work, but the one thing I didn't take into consideration enough was me. I'm the variable, and not having the knowledge, I executed the exercise of drilling the holes, and it was so imperfect I thought, to heck with it, I'll go get some laser strips of steel cut, which I have, and like I said, this is one of them as well, and I can then carry on with my good theory a little bit more better. And then I came up in that process. I came up with this idea of using the nuts and threads. That hit so many glitches, I just about gave up on that as well, thinking it was just another brilliant idea by me that's going to be binned. But I worked through them, and some of them resolved themselves, and turns out made it a whole lot easier and more accurate. So in this case, I lucked in, and that came through perseverance. Right, so now I'm starting to tidy. I know it doesn't look like it, but trust me, I am. I'm starting to tidy up some of the items here. This will start to get cleaned up. I've cleaned this up already once and now put stuff back on it. That's getting tidied up so that I can move it around and start getting to this area over here. Kind of related to that was I've removed a whole lot of muck from here, put it outside under cover, etc., and it allows me a little bit more room. Got rid of some bags of chip and what have you, and for this, and just gives me some more floor space and a wee bit more encouragement to carry on. So now I'm going to move the cabinet here, well, an assembly table here. Hang on, let me go sit down again. Oh, gee, that's a real nuisance. What's happened is I've pinched a nerve in the back somewhere, in the sciatic nerve, and yeah, you get the point. Anyway, the work surface that I've had there, I'm actually going to retain I retain the capability of that at least. And all it is that these cabinets that normally get stored underneath the shelves here, I'm going to look at how I can keep them, because they are really, really handy to have. And then you just wheel them out and put a huckery old piece of 22, 23 millimeter flooring grade ply on it. And I can do to it what I really wouldn't want to do to this workbench. So there's a reason for keeping something, or the benefit of keeping something that's a little bit more, able to be smacked around a bit. So that's what I want to do with that. And I found that is actually, it's good to have the two surfaces. Anyway, going to keep that. I'll pop that bit of ply over in the corner there, and bring it out when I'm attempting to do something a little bit more rough. Equally, and that's fairly heavy and bulky, that bit of ply. Alternatively, I can make a thin line, which is probably 3 to 4 millimeters thick, top for this workbench that I can just lay over it as a protector for some of the jobs that I'd normally do on the plywood. And again, it needn't be one full sheet. Better, but not necessary. And if it's smaller, it can be popped up on a shelf. Those strips of thin line can be popped up on the shelf out of the way while I'm not abusing my lovely bench top. So these are the thoughts I come up with as I'm working through other issues. I've just been renaming, or actually giving a name to a lot of the videos, and some of them are only 4 or 5 minutes long, some of them are 20, 30 minutes long, but the naming of them is quite interesting, and I realise just how many I've made, but it shows the thought process, the development of some of these ideas, most of which, if anyone watches, they'll probably jump through them and move on. That's fine, but they're there for those rare souls that want to work through a series of videos following people's disasters and successes. I do that with other videos. I'm assuming there might be at least one other person out there somewhere that does the same thing. The videos I've worked through a whole series of videos, but one of them, and I will keep on saying how much I enjoy it, is a guy, channel name Dirt Perfect. And Mike and Aaron, or largely Aaron, there's Matt and Captain Kleeman and all the rest of it. They are in an area of activity totally unrelated to what I'm doing here. Mike has got a earthworks business, or machine earthworks sort of thing, puts in what they call field tiles, which is drainage tube in farms, etc., and does other jobs. And he has had a bit of a background in building as well, which is also just an interesting observation. But anyway, I watch them because some of their trials and tribulations and failures and successes are exactly what I enjoy watching, and they're good personalities as well. So, okay, I may have to work on that. But they have got a straightforward, earthy type of humour that I appreciate. So that's why I look at them. And some of the stuff that they have popped up on their channel, well, it's mainly Mike's, and it's Aaron is the man behind the scenes, are very easy to relate to. And as you get to know their personalities and some of the people that they come across, very enjoyable channel. The other one is a channel that I watch a lot, and I've watched all of the ones that he's made, is Brandon at Inheritance Machining. And obviously, because I'm a closet engineer, I enjoy his videos. Very high quality production on it, so something I'm not even going to worry about, but even though that you probably wished I would. But he actually quite often will go through a similar process, and even though he does it to the nth degree, has failures. Ditto for me. And that's when I was saying about I was naming the videos. I was thinking, should I leave this video in? Yes, to show the failures. And it may be that the title has, oh, this next brilliant idea, but 4 or 5 videos down the line, you don't see me doing it anymore, or I've made the confession that it was a disaster. And some of the output with the disasters have been used over here, and you can't tell that they're a disaster. I've hidden them. Well, actually, probably not that one. That one worked out not too bad. Still haven't finished it. It was the router table, and it was the router lift that I'm making for it. And even though in those early videos you won't know it, I'm probably not going to be keeping it. Even though I'm going to finish it, I probably won't keep it. And there is a question, shouldn't I now put a line in the sand and not even finish it? I'm going, it's not satisfactory to me. And so my self-esteem and ego says I've got to finish it, even if I don't keep it. It's not going to cost anything, so there's that. So there's these sorts of videos, and like this one here, which is just a bit mouthy and wordy in what I'm doing, but they're there to show that we don't get everything done in one go, and it takes time. And many people, I think, give up because of that time impact. I've got time, luckily, well, hopefully, to do these jobs and it not become onerous. And I think that's where a lot of people can get burnt out. If they're making videos for YouTube, for whatever their reasons, and they don't have the successes that they anticipate, they give up. They become dejected. Me, I do it just because I talk a lot. And, I've got an opinion about things. Some of them are valid. Some of them I will destroy myself as we go through. And hopefully they reveal something of the process, of the activity, or the personality, or all three, or none of. So, yeah, anyway, as I said, I talk a lot, and I've got no one else to talk to, so you are my ears at the moment. Anyway, I had better do some work. It's not particularly nice out here at the moment, and there's no one else to talk to, so work's the alternative. Jeez. Okay, that's it. Hope you put up with that enough right to the end. If not, I can understand that as well. Rightio, guys. I'll see you in the next one now. Bye.